Your name, ma'am?
Amanda Glenn.
I'm sorry?
Amanda Glenn.
Ms. Glenn, I have good news for you. You have been pre-trialed. So they will be out processing you and calling you to down to release after yonder. Uh, Bad news is you'll miss that delicious breakfast tomorrow morning.
Oh.
Very well. That's all I've got for you.
Thank you. You go back to slide. Go back to the slide. Next.
I've also pre-trialed Ms. Coffee.
It's coffee.
Your name, ma'am?
Coffee?
Is your name Coffee?
Yes.
Well, then you've been pre-trialed as well. And you will miss the sheriff's delicious breakfast tomorrow morning.
I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Thank you, sir.
Don't forget to go to court.
Okay, so I'm out today?
Yeah, well, this evening sometime they've got to out process and do all of that. Ms. Woodard,
Yes, sir.
you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say could be used against you in court. You have a right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you. You have a right to have a hearing where you can present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf, and you can question any witnesses or evidence that the government puts up against you. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, did you fill in one of these forms requesting consideration for an appointed attorney?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand and be sworn. Do you swear the information you put on your form is all true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, you can put your hand down. All right, ma'am, you are charged with improperly driving on roadways laned for traffic. You're charged with possession of Schedule I drugs for resale. You're charged with possession of methamphetamines for resale. And you're charged with simple possession of marijuana. Do you understand what you're accused of?
Yes.
What y'all is having a party in here with all the police outside.
Can you tell me how long you've lived in the Knoxville area? Ma'am?
Not long. I've been here on and off 15 years, maybe.
Where'd you live when you weren't here in the
And
last 15 years?
in DC.
Washington, D.C.?
But I've been in prison for 3 years. I just got out. My children are here. Um, I went to school here. I've been here most of my life. My
Where'd you go to
family's.
school?
I went to West End Academy. It's a alternative school, and I went to Central for a week. I went to Cedar Bluff Elementary. Um, I went to, let's see, I was in state's custody as a child. So I went to a lot of group home schools.
I see that in the past you've been represented by Mary Ward. Were you pleased with the services that she provided?
Not at all.
You were
No.
not?
I tried to fire her on several occasions. I even wrote the court.
All right, ma'am. I find you do qualify for an appointed attorney, and I'm going to appoint Attorney Bailey Harned to represent you in this matter.
No, sir, please don't appoint Ms. Bailey. Please don't appoint Bailey. Please, that is a conflict of interest. She's a child attorney for my adoption, my kid's adoption.
Well, what lawyers do you not have conflicts with?
I mean, Bailey. I just figured that it would be a conflict, and it would just hold up time.
Well, it probably is. But I'm
Yeah,
trying to fit you. You know, I've picked two lawyers kind of out of the hat,
I
and both of
know.
them are I want to get you with a lawyer who you can communicate with.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, I don't. I don't know. I don't know.
What about Mitch Harper? Do you know Mitch Harper?
I've heard the name, but no, I don't. I don't know him.
Well, if Ms. Harned is tangled up in an adoption case with you, then that could create a conflict.
Yes, sir.
I was not aware of that, of course.
What about Mr. Hyman? Is he available?
Who?
Mr. Hyman?
No, Mr. Hyman is not on the on the appointment list.
Okay.
Mr. Hyman, Tommy is works for people with lots of money. Darn good lawyer.
I've been appointed by Mr. Hedrick too as well, but I don't know. Sometimes he says he's on the list and sometimes he's not. So I've
All right. Well, I'm appointing you Mitch Harper.
Okay.
Since you barely heard the name, you would not have a conflict with Mitch. There's a $50 assessment associated with this appointment. That should be paid to the clerk's office on or before January 16th. If you're not able to take care of that by January 16th, more than likely it'd be added on as part of your court cost. I'm going to schedule your cases for January 4th. That'll be in felony court for a bond hearing. At that point in time, your lawyer will be able to present evidence and arguments to the judge to ask that the bonds that I have set this evening be reduced or eliminated. On your charge of simple possession, I've released you on your recognizance.
Yes, sir.
On your charge of possession of methamphetamines for resale, I've set your bond at $2,500. On your charge of possession of Schedule I drugs for resale, I've set your bond at $2,500. On your charge of driving on roadways laying for traffic, I've released you on your recognizance.
Yes, sir.
Your total bond then is $5,000 at this point.
Yes, sir.
It also appears there's a hold on you from Union County
Yes,
regarding something about a DOP on a charge of simple possession.
Yes, sir. That
You understand what all these matters are about?
Yes, sir. And that hold, for some reason, I don't know why it's
That's
showing
nothing
up.
I'm just telling you, I'm just a messenger on that. I got no
Okay.
control over that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, your arraignment is complete.
All right. Here you go. That's all here.
All right, very well. Was that call the men?
Yeah, they got them ready.
Well, they think they got them ready. They probably don't.
Let me get just one of you at a time.
All right, officer.
Yes, sir.
I got some good news for you.
You've
and
got some what?
bad news for you as well.
Okay, what's that?
You got 3 folks that are on pretrial now.
Okay.
A guy named Boots, I think is his last name, got put on pretrial. Lewis got put on pretrial. And there's another guy named Castrello, Patrick Castrello, got put on pretrial.
Costello, okay. Okay.
Now, that's good news. There's also a fellow by the name of Salvador Janez who needs a translator, and I have got one.
You have one right now?
I have one that I can call up, and they will get on Teams, and we can arraign this character. So,
Okay.
So I want you to get this guy and get me a form so we can take care of him. But you've
Okay.
got some others here. I've got 3 others that I can identify, and I've got two others I can identify, and I've got one piece of paper that I absolutely cannot read. It did not come through good.
Okay.
What is your name, sir?
Rakim. Bias.
Last name?
Bias. BIAS.
Is Angel still over there?
Yes.
Yes.
Look and see if I pre-trialed somebody named Bias. I don't have a form that I can read, but I bet this is him.
Yeah, it probably is. I had the pencil wasn't good. We had.
All right, sir, you have been pre-trialed as well. I could not read the form that got sent to me, but you have been pre-trialed.
Okay.
So you're good. You can head back to the slider.
All right. Thank you.
So you have Gillespie and Arias that need to be arraigned still.
Correct.
Okay, let me go grab them right quick.
And see if you can find old Salvador.
I got him in here. Would you like me to go and fax you his information, or would you
Oh,
like
that
the,
would be wonderful. If you can fax me his information, I'll tell the translator that we are.
Well, the other thing I was going to ask, if you just wanted the translator to go over the form with him, or do you need the fax?
Oh, I've
affidavit?
got to have the fax.
Okay, all
To
righty.
appoint him a lawyer, I got to have the fax.
Okay, sounds good. Let me go get these other guys for you.
Okay.
I'm going to go out of this. Don't need the fax. Yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead and get it though in case something happens.
Well, we're not ready, but we're going to be. He's going to go fetch this fella. I just wanted to let you know that'll be coming along here. Oh, about 15 minutes maybe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that'll be all right. Okay. All right. Thank you. What is your name, sir?
Hakeem Gillespie.
Or anyone else being sick? There should have been somebody in 6 Charlie cells because he was acting that.
Your last
Yes, sir.
name?
Gillespie.
Gillespie?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gillespie, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say could be used against you in court. You have a right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you. You have a right to have a hearing where you can present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf, and you can question any witnesses or evidence that the government puts up against you. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Did you fill in one of these forms requesting consideration for an appointed attorney?
Yes, sir. It had highlighted marks on it.
Please raise your right hand and be sworn. Do you swear the information on your form is all true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Sure.
All right, sir. You can put your hand down. Where is it that you work, sir?
Wivers?
And how long have you lived in the Knoxville community?
All my life.
How old are you?
19. 19 years.
Sir, you're charged with possession of Schedule 6 drugs for resale and also charged with possession of a firearm with the intention to go armed during a dangerous felony. Do you understand what you are accused of?
Yes, sir. Excuse me, Chuck. Excuse me. Did you say it was intended to sell? Did you say it was 6 grams of intended to sell?
I said that it was possession of Schedule 6 drugs for resale. That's the charge.
Okay, thank you. I was making sure, sir.
All right, sir. I find you do qualify for an appointed attorney, and I'm going to appoint public defender's office to represent you in these cases. There's a $50 assessment associated with that appointment. That should be paid to the clerk's office on or before January the 16th. If you're not able to take care of that by January 16th, more than likely it'd be added on as part of your court cost. I'm setting your case for January the 4th. That's Wednesday in felony court for a bond hearing. At that time, your attorney will be able to present arguments and evidence to the court to show that your bond should be reduced or eliminated.
Sure.
On your charge of possession of Schedule 6 drugs for resale, I'm setting your bond at $500. On your charge of possession of a firearm with the intention to go armed during a dangerous felony, I'm setting your bond at $2,500. So your total bond is $3,000. Do you have any questions, sir?
Sure.
Very well. Your arraignment is complete.
What is the date of the trial?
4th. January 4th.
Then you're good to go back in and slide.
Thank you.
Next.
Good afternoon,
Your
sir.
name, sir?
Good afternoon, Arias.
Arias.
Last name, sir. Yes, sir.
Roman name. Almost.
No, it's Spanish.
What was
What we got from the Spanish? Yes.
Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say could be used against you in court. You have a right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you. You have a right to have a hearing where you can present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf, and you can question any witnesses or evidence.
Sir, I got a question before.
No, you don't. Not until I finish reading you your rights.
Okay, sorry to bother you, sir.
You have a right to have a hearing where you can present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf, and you can question any witnesses or evidence that the government puts up against you. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Now, you had a very important question. What was that?
Yeah. Oh, no, go ahead. Go finish. My bad. I'm just overwhelmed with everything that's happening. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll probably go over what you're fixing to ask
Of course.
while we're doing this arraignment. I've only done several thousand of them. I have a little system. Sir, you're charged with domestic assault. You're also charged with evading arrest, causing risk of death or injury. You're charged with failing to have your license plate illuminated. And perhaps leaving the scene of an accident, perhaps.
I don't know.
Duty upon striking fixtures of
Yeah, they wrote the report weird.
Sir, this is an excellent time for you to exercise your right to remain silent, because this is all recorded. The DA can look at it. Anybody in the world can look at it.
Okay.
You need to talk about these kinds of things with your lawyer, because
Yeah, all
that
right.
is not public.
Okay.
Salvador. Siéntate.
All right, sir, can you tell me how long you've lived in the Knoxville area?
I lived here going on a year, sir.
And where is it that you work at?
I work at Casey's on Merchants Drive. I've been working there for I've been working for the past 6.5 months there.
Charles 3, please. And 4.
Hey, Springman. You, type in your report, you typed 1 Charlie 111 to 1 Charlie 107, and you're in.
Hey, sir, can I say something?
All right, did you fill in one of these forms requesting
Yes, sir.
consideration? Raise your right hand and be sworn. Do you swear the information that's filled in on your form is all true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Know you're curious what I've been doing. Well, what I've been doing, I've got all these forms I got to fill out, and I got to get information off the computer to do that. So that's what I've been looking at.
Go ahead.
No, I was just trying to tell you, I got custody of both my kids, and I was just asking just for like a reasonable bond because of the situation that I'm in. Somebody entered the chat.
All right, sir. I'm going to appoint public defender's office to represent you in these charges. I'm going to waive the administrative fee because I believe they're representing you on some other matters.
Yes, sir.
On your charge of evading arrest, risk of death or injury, I've set your bond at $750 because you have another charge of evading arrest that's pending. That has caused there to be a bonus on that bond.
Go ahead. Check it out.
On your charge of domestic assault, I've set your bond at $500, and there are bond conditions associated with that. That was a charge that came up December 19th, and apparently they just not found you since then.
The problem is, sir, the victim lives in
Now,
the victim lives in Gatlinburg. The victim lives in
Sir,
Gatlinburg.
you have a right to remain silent. Now you're interrupting me while I'm explaining your bond conditions.
Sorry about that, sir.
You're to have no contact whatsoever with somebody named Destiny Monforto. No going around where she works or lives, no email, no Facebook contact, no phone calls, no text messages, no passing messages through third parties or friends. She is to think that you have dropped off the face of the earth. You must remain in custody for at least 12 hours before being released, and you've probably already done that. Probably already been there 12 hours. There's $500 bond on that, so your total bond on these new charges is $1,200.
Okay.
I'm sorry, $1,250. I'm scheduling your case for January the 4th. January the 4th, if you've not made bond, your attorney will be able to present arguments and evidence to the judge showing that your bond should be reduced or done away with, or your bond conditions should be changed. That'll be in felony court for that bond hearing. Because some of your other charges are in felony court, they want them all in the same court. Do you have any other questions, sir?
So once I pay the pay the bond, I'll be able to get out of here, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so
But
much.
you'll miss that sheriff's special breakfast.
I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to go back to work.
Very well. Your arraignment is complete.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that.
You can have back to the slider.
All right, thank you.
Next. Okay, I 10%. I've got 25. Usually. In the hall.
Are you ready, sir?
I think so.
Okay, let me turn on the light here.
What is your name, sir?
¿Cómo se llama usted, señor?
Salvador Gines.
¿Salvador qué, por favor?
Gines. Gines.
Gines.
Genez?
Genez.
No. G-I-N-E-Z.
G-I-N-E-Z.
They've misspelled it in Jim's.
Lo deletrearon mal en la computadora, en Jim's.
You have the right to remain silent.
Usted tiene derecho a guardar silencio.
You have a right to be represented by an attorney.
Usted tiene derecho a que lo represente un abogado.
You have a right to have a hearing where you can present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf, and you can question witnesses or evidence that the government puts up against you.
Usted tiene derecho a una audiencia preliminar donde usted puede traer testigos o pruebas en su propia que le favorezcan y puede cuestionar los testigos y pruebas que traiga la fiscalía.
Do you understand your rights, sir?
¿Entiende usted sus derechos, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you fill in a form like this asking for an appointed attorney?
¿Llenó usted un formulario así pidiendo que se le nombrara un abogado nombrado? ¿Sí? ¿Llenó usted un formulario? Yes.
No other here.
Please raise your right hand and be sworn.
Por favor, levante su mano derecha para prestar juramento.
Do you swear the information you put on your form is all true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
¿Jura usted que toda la información que usted llenó en el formulario es verídica a su leal saber y entender? Yes, I do swear it.
Are you working anywhere, sir?
Señor, ¿está usted trabajando en alguna parte?
Sí.
Yes.
Where are you working at?
¿En dónde trabaja usted?
En construcción.
I work in construction.
And how much money each week do you earn?
¿Y cuánto gana usted cada semana?
350.
350.
Can you tell me how long you've lived in the Knoxville area?
¿Puede usted decirme cuánto tiempo ha vivido usted en el área de Knoxville?
3 años.
3 years.
All right, sir. You are charged with DUI, first offense.
Señora, usted se le acusa del primer delito de manejar ebrio.
You're also charged with reckless driving.
También se le acusa de manejar con descuido o temerariamente.
You are charged with improperly driving on roadways laned for traffic.
Se le acusa de manejar en el carril equivocado en el tráfico.
And you're charged with failing to exercise due care.
Y se le acusa de no usar debido cuidado al manejar.
Do you understand what you are accused of?
¿Entiende usted la acusación en su contra? Yes.
All right, sir. I find that you do qualify for an appointed attorney.
Está bien, señor. Determino que usted califica para tener un abogado nombrado.
I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you in this matter.
Le voy a nombrar el abogado público para representarlo en esta cuestión.
There is a $50 assessment associated with this appointment.
Hay una cuota de $50 asociada con este nombramiento.
That should be paid to the clerk's office on or before January the 16th.
Deberá pagarlo esto a la secretaria del juez antes del 16 de enero o el 16 de enero.
In the event that you're not able to take care of that before that date, more than likely it would be added on as part of your court costs.
Si acaso no llega a pagarlo para esa fecha, lo más probable es que se va a agregar como costo de la corte.
Now, January the 16th is a holiday, and it's on a Monday.
El 16 de enero es un día festivo y cae en lunes.
So, actually, that puts it about the 13th that you'd have to take it Friday before that Monday. Or I'm going to schedule your case for January 17th. That will be in DUI court for a preliminary hearing.
Entonces tiene que pagarlo para el 13 de enero, que es un viernes, o le voy a poner una fecha de corte el 17, que va a ser en la corte de manejar ebrio, que va a ser un martes.
Now, on each of these cases, you have been put on pretrial release or released on your recognizance.
En cada uno de estos casos se le puso en libertad a prueba bajo la supervisión de la Oficina de Libertad a Prueba antes del juicio o bajo su propia palabra.
But there is apparently a hold for ICE that is keeping you in custody.
Pero aparentemente, adicionalmente, lo tiene detenido ICE o la inmigración que lo tiene ahí bajo custodia también.
When you are released, if you have not met with the Public Defender's Office, call them so that you will meet with them before your court date.
Si lo llegan a liberar, cuando lo liberen, háblele a la Oficina de Abogados Públicos para que lo puedan ayudar en su fecha de corte.
be sure to do that, because if you go to court 2 weeks from now and have not met with your public defender, the judge will be grumpy.
Asegúrese de hacer eso, porque si usted no ha hablado con su abogado antes de su próxima fecha de corte, si llega a salir y no ha hablado con su abogado, el juez va a estar un poco enojado.
Court will be at 8:30 in the morning, I believe, is when they start.
La corte creo que empieza a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Do you have any questions, sir?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta, señor?
¿Qué día sería el día de la corte?
So what would the court date be then?
That will be for the preliminary hearing. And it is possible all things could be resolved at that time, but it doesn't always happen that way.
Está fijado para audiencia preliminar ese día, el 16, January the 17th, right?
Yes,
El 17
that'll
de
be
enero
Tuesday.
es un martes, 17 de enero es un martes, y ahí tendría una audiencia preliminar ante el juez y podría resolverse el caso, pero no siempre ocurre ese día. ¿Ok?
Other questions?
¿Alguna otra pregunta?
No.
No.
Very well. Your arraignment is complete.
Muy bien, se ha terminado su lectura de cargos. Gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you. And may the interpreter have the docket number.
At 1475 794 795 796 and 797.
Thank you very much. Are we done then?
I think we're done.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice evening. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Bye-bye.
Hope you're watching the ball game or something.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, sir, that's all I got for you. Have a
Very
good
well.
night.